Good morning, guys. For some reason, this one does not have the title on the top of it, so we'll add that on top. So we'll have name, topic, date, class, and number. Okay, so here we go. We will start filling out. So this is section 1-4, converting fractions to decimals to percents. We're going to be going from one to the other to the next. All right, so here we go. So the first thing, you divide the numerator, which is the top, by the denominator. So I'm taking the bottom and dividing it into the top. So we're going to have, I'm going to do that division right here. So I'm going to have 16, got to do the long division, divided into 9. Now I can't do 16 divided into 9, so I have to put my decimal, put it inside the house, put it on top of the house, add my 0. 16 goes into 90. 5 times, now I multiply. 5 times 6 gives me 30, so I put my 0, carry my 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. And now I subtract. So 90 minus 80 is 10. Put another 0, bring it down. So I've now got 16 into 100. Well, I know that 5 times was 80, but I can fit one more 16, so I'm going to try 6. 6 times 6 is 36, so I put my 6, carry my 3. It's already written there, so I don't have to worry about it. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9, so this is 96. And now I do my subtraction. 100 minus 96 is 4. Put another 0, bring it down. 16 goes into 40. 16 times 2, that's going to give me 32, so 2. 2 times 6 is 2 times 6 is 12. Put my 2, carried my 1. So this 3 is now going to become a 1 for my borrowing purposes. So I have 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And now 40 minus 32 is 8. Put another 0. I got to keep going till it ends. 80. Oh, I did that one up here earlier. So I'm going to have a 5 at the end here. So I have, and I know that that's going to be 80, so that's going to equal 0. So therefore, this right here is my decimal. That is the decimal answer. Now, in order to change this to a percent, okay, you can either move the decimal 2 places to the right, or you can think of it as, okay, I'm going to multiply by 100. Either way, that decimal is moving. So we end up with 56.25%. And this is the percent answer. You can either show it by the moving of the decimal or where you're going to actually multiply 0.5625 times 100. Now, I like to actually write, when I'm dealing with something that ends in 0, I actually put it off to the side because I don't have to multiply by the zeros. And all it does is give me a bunch of zeros in my multiplication. So I'm going to put just the zeros here, and I'm going to multiply times 1. 5, 2, 6, 5. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots in my multiplication problem. So I'm going to move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. And now you can see it matches. It's 56.25, which is the same as this right here. That was moving from a fraction to a decimal to a percent, or you can think of it from a decimal to a percent. Now we're going to start with the percent and move backwards. Well, thing to remember, percent is always out of 100. Percent is always out of 100. Okay, so now that means I can automatically say, okay, 84%, that means 84 over 100. Oh, wait a minute, that's part of a fraction already. I'm going to start that. I'm going to rewrite that over here as well. Now, it's not simplified, okay? So I'm going to have to come back and finish that. So, but my rule for changing the percent to a decimal is I move it to the left 2 places, which is the same as thinking of divide by 100. If I take the 84 and divide by 100. So that means it's located originally behind the last digit. So I'm going to move 1, 2, and that's going to give me 0.84 as my decimal. Now we got to find the fraction. I already know it's 84 over 100. So now I just need to simplify. Okay. I'm going to be honest, I don't know right now, so I know it's even, so I'm going to divide by 2. When I divide by 2, that's going to give me 84 divided by 2, that would be 42, and then half of 100 is 50. But I can still go because it's still even. So I'm going to divide by 2 again. Divide by 2 again. I kind of make marks that I don't need to make here. Divide by 2 again. When I do that, we end up with 21 over 25. This I cannot simplify any further. There's my fraction answer. One last little note when we're looking at this. If you have repeat decimals, okay? So if you have decimals with a repeating digit, okay, and that means they're written with a bar over it to show that repetition. The denominator for these fractions is always, the denominator is always 9. So an example of that is going to be, for instance, if we have 0.6 with the bar over it, that means the 6 is in the 10th place. But instead of writing 6 over 10, I'm going to write 6 over 9. And now I can simplify. Divide by 3. I can't seem to make sure that I want to write my information correctly here too. So I'm going to divide by 3. Divide by 3, and I end up with 2/3 as the fraction that represents 0.6 repeating. Your homework assignment or classwork/homework assignment is going to be to finish this box right here. Now, I know there's no place to do work on here, okay? So that means your work, we're going to go through and we're going to number these, okay? So this is going to be, I think the best way is this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. We've got it all numbered. So you can, on the back of the sheet or on a separate sheet of paper, we're going to come over here and we're going to do number 1. And it is 9 over 20. And we have to change that to a decimal and to a fraction. And I'm going to show the work for that. And if it helps with organization, whether you want to go down or across, that's your choice. But I'm going to do something to box my work. So I'm going to box the work. Box work and circle answers. And then you're going to rewrite your correct answers in the boxes over here. And you're going to do that for every problem. If you've got questions about that, make sure that you ask in the Zoom. Bye, guys.